Imagine you're scrolling through your phone on a quiet evening and you come across an ad for the latest smartphone. It's sleek, promises to make your life easier, and best of all, you can have it for just $30 a month. No big upfront cost, just a small addition to your bills. It feels like a no-brainer. But pause for a second. Have you ever stopped to wonder why so many things in our lives, from cars to couches to even gym memberships, are now broken down into these tidy monthly payments? And more importantly, why does it all start to feel so normal? That's the uncomfortable observation we're diving into today, how monthly payments are quietly replacing the idea of financial freedom and why it doesn't raise more alarms. Let's ground this in something real. Picture Alex, a 28-year-old software developer living in Chicago. He's got a solid job at a mid-sized tech firm, pulling in about $75,000 a year before taxes. After Uncle Sam takes his share, federal, state, and all the rest, Alex is left with around $4,800 hitting his bank account each month. Not bad, right? Enough to feel like he's made it to adulthood. But then the bills start rolling in. First, there's rent. Alex shares a 2-bedroom apartment in a decent neighborhood, nothing fancy, but close enough to work to avoid a brutal commute. His share comes to $1,500 a month. It's market rate for the area, and he figures it's better than buying right now with interest rates where they are. Next up, the car. He drives a used SUV he picked up a couple years ago on a financing plan. $350 a month for the payments, plus insurance and gas adding another $200. It was practical. Public transit in his suburb isn't great, and he needs it for weekend trips. Then there's the student loans from his computer science degree. $300 a month, chipping away at that $40,000 balance. Credit cards? Yeah, those creep in too. A few dinners out with friends, some online shopping during a stressful week at work, and suddenly there's $200 going toward minimum payments on a $5,000 balance. And don't forget the subscriptions, streaming services, that gym he hits sporadically for $50, phone plan at $80, and a couple of those buy now, pay later deals for clothes and gadgets, adding up to another $100. By the time Alex tallies it all, he's looking at $3,000 in fixed monthly outflows. That leaves him with $1,800 for groceries, utilities, savings if he's lucky, and any unexpected stuff like a doctor's visit or car repair. It's tight, but manageable. He tells himself it's just how life is in a big city. Over in Europe, say in Berlin, it's a similar story for someone like Maria, a 32-year-old marketing coordinator earning 45,000 euros annually. After taxes and social contributions, she's netting about 2,800 euros a month. Rent in a shared flat, 900 euros. Car loan for her compact electric vehicle, encouraged by green incentives, 250 euros. Student debt from her master's? It's lighter than in the US, but still 150 euros monthly. Add in credit for that new laptop and some furniture, another 200 euros. Subscriptions and lifestyle bits, 300 euros. She's left with 1,000 euros to play with, feeling the same squeeze. These aren't extreme cases. They're everyday realities for millions in the US and Europe. Students wrapping up degrees with loans hanging over them, young professionals building careers while juggling side gigs, job holders in stable but not lavish roles. The pressure comes from all sides. Social media showing friends' vacations and upgrades, workplace expectations to look put together, and that subtle cultural nudge to keep up. It's not about extravagance, it's about fitting in and functioning in a world that demands constant connectivity and mobility. But here's where the hidden flaw starts to emerge. This system of monthly payments isn't just a convenience, it's a structural shift that's rewiring how we think about money. Back in the day, big purchases meant saving up or going without. Now, everything's financed, leased, or subscribed to. Companies love it because it locks in revenue streams. Banks and lenders thrive on the interest. And governments? They benefit from the consumer spending that keeps economies humming. The mistake isn't in using credit occasionally, it's in letting these payments become the default framework for life, turning what should be assets into endless liabilities. Let's break it down with some simple math to see the real cost. Take that car Alex is paying $350 a month for over 5 years. On paper, it's a $20,000 vehicle, but with 5% interest, he's actually shelling out closer to $22,500 total. That's $2,500 extra just for the privilege of spreading it out. Now scale that up. Suppose he has $10,000 in credit card debt at 20% APR, making minimum payments of $200 a month. It might take him 10 years to pay off, adding $14,000 in interest. He's paying $24,000 for $10,000 worth of stuff. In euros for Maria, her €5,000 furniture loan at 7% over 3 years, monthly €150, but total cost €5,400, €400 gone to interest. The math gets eye-opening when you compound it. Imagine putting that same $350 car payment into a simple index fund instead, assuming a conservative 7% annual return over 30 years. That monthly investment could grow to over $400,000, but tied up in payments, it's evaporating. Or consider rent versus building equity. Alex's $1,500 rent builds nothing for him long-term, while a similar mortgage payment might chip away at ownership, even if home prices are high. The flaw is that these payments mask the opportunity cost, what that money could do if it wasn't spoken for every month. Why do we fall into this so easily? It's psychology at play. There's something called the pain of paying, a concept from behavioral economics where paying upfront hurts more than spreading it out. Monthly payments dull that sting. $30 for a phone feels trivial compared to $900 outright. We also anchor to our salaries. Seeing that $4,800 monthly inflow makes us think in terms of affordability per paycheck, not lifetime wealth. And there's normalcy bias. Everyone around us is doing it, from leasing cars to financing vacations. Social proof kicks in, making it feel like the smart, modern way. Plus, in a world of stagnant wages and rising costs, think inflation hitting 5 to 8% in recent years, payments offer immediate gratification without the immediate sacrifice. It's rational in the short term, but it normalizes a cycle where freedom slips away. If ignored, the long-term impact is profound. Fast forward 20 years for Alex, those payments don't vanish, they evolve. Student loans paid off? Now it's a bigger house mortgage, kids' activities on credit, maybe even medical bills financed. Savings? Minimal, because there's always just enough left over, but never a buffer. Retirement accounts grow anemically, if at all. By 50, he might have a net worth of $100,000 instead of $500,000, relying heavily on Social Security or pensions that are under strain in both the US and Europe. For Maria, similar trajectory. European social safety nets help, but personal wealth for travel, family, or early retirement diminished. It's not dramatic ruin, it's a quiet erosion of choices. You end up working longer, stressing more over emergencies, and wondering why financial freedom feels like a relic from your parents' generation. Now, let's shift gears and think about how financially intelligent people navigate this differently. They're not superheroes or overnight millionaires, they're just deliberate. Take someone like Jordan, a teacher in London earning £40,000 after tax, netting about £2,500 monthly. Instead of defaulting to payments, Jordan questions each one. Need a new phone? He buys a mid-range model outright after saving for 3 months, avoiding the carrier's financing trap. Car? He opts for a reliable used one paid in cash, or uses public transport and bike shares, freeing up £200 a month. These folks prioritize ownership over obligation. They run quick calculations, not obsessively, but habitually. Before signing a lease, they ask what's the total cost versus buying. They build emergency funds first, aiming for 3 to 6 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account yielding 4 to 5% now. Psychologically, they reframe. Payments aren't freedom, they're chains. They focus on income streams that grow, side skills, investments in low-cost ETFs tracking the S&P 500 or Euro Stoxx 50, compounding over time. It's about mindset, seeing money as a tool for autonomy, not consumption. They live comfortably, but consciously, choosing experiences that don't require ongoing bills. Over time, this builds real wealth, modest, steady, and liberating. Wrapping this up, it's clear that monthly payments have become the norm, blending convenience with a subtle loss of control. Recognizing this doesn't mean overhauling everything overnight. It's about gaining clarity on how these choices shape your path. You're smarter for seeing the patterns now, equipped to make small adjustments that align with what truly matters. If this resonated, consider subscribing for more insights like this. Thanks for watching.